Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today is July the 28th and we have heat warnings here in my area. It's been pretty hot the last, I don't know, 4 days I think. So I thought I would just do a quick garden tour for you guys. Lots of stuff is happening. We'll just go to the front first so I can show you. So my lilies have come up really well and I think I'm going to get more lilies to put in here if I find the bulbs. And then my hostas are really good. I get a hummingbird that comes in and goes into the flowers to get the nectar, which is kind of cool to see. Zinnia's up there in my little light planter. Here's nothing. I'm just leaving this. I'm going to clean that up when it's a bit cooler. And then these impatiens just planted themselves right here in the corner. Just interesting. What I think I'm going to do next year is right here, I'm going to put a cut flower garden. Just a small one with zinnias, snapdragons and that, because I really love the cut flowers this year. It's actually made my summer so great so far. I have my echinacea here. None of my berries did anything, so we're going to have to come in. I have to look and see what time is best to cut them up, like to dig them up and then come in. And this, I have some mullein. I think it's mullein. I didn't know what it was before, but I looked it up and that's nice. I'm going to try and see if I can make a mullein tea with that. I have some raspberries here that are just wild. So there's been a couple changes in the bigger garden here. I said to Terry, I kind of want to make it 4 more garden boxes at the front of them, so we have 12 of them, but I think that that's going to be a later time. That's like going to be a lot. This is pretty big garden. It'd be nice to extend it, but I think I want to get the lay of the land first of what is best where. So let me show you what's happening out here. So this is something that's new. Terry's making me a little patio where I can sit and enjoy coffee and that in the garden because it's so peaceful out here. So this has been new and that. So he'll finish this in a couple weeks, but it looks really nice so far. I kind of want to extend and put 2 more and 2 more here, so I get 4 more garden beds. But I think we're going to see what happens with everything first. The neighbors cut the hay and baled it. He did all this weekend. I think I'm going to sit down today and calculate everything we spent on the garden and do a video of that too, because I would want to know how much somebody spends on all this just to get an idea if it's something that I want to do or if I want to do it smaller scale. Now, all the price is going to be in my area, which is Eastern Ontario, Southeastern Ontario. So I think that it's really relevant. I will also put in where we got them and a link to all the suppliers and stuff to where we got them if you're in the area and stuff, so you guys can see. Now, these patio stones that we put down for the little sitting area, we got those from my parents, but I'm sure you can get them at any like Home Depot or any place like that. But they were given to us by my parents because they weren't using them. And originally they were going to be our patio for our barbecue and everything, like our little actual patio. But instead we're using them here because we're not sure what we're doing over there yet. It is going to be by the rocks, but we're not sure like what we're going to do. And we put a lot of money into this patio, this garden this year. Like, it was more than I ever thought we would spend in the first year. I thought we were going to do this garden in stages, but we just ended up putting it up in like this year, which is great. I'm very grateful for that. It's amazing. But yeah, so I'll do a video on all the cost and that. And I know I'm going to talk to Terry and we're going to do a video on the irrigation system and how he did it. I'm still watering with my hose because we haven't had rain that much here. It says we're getting thunderstorms. It says we're getting tornado warnings, but we haven't gotten anything. So we can't really use the gravity irrigation unless we get rain. So with our air conditioner that we have inside, because it's been so hot out, it's just one of those little ones that sit on the floor and the water drips, like the condensation drips in a bucket. And we've actually been using those buckets to water the plants in the garden too, because it's so hot that we're getting so much that we just use those buckets to water as well. So that's something that saved us on money and on hydroing that, because we're just reusing water that would normally be thrown out. So let's get into this garden tour. Here is my first bed, and my zinnias are really coming up, which is really nice. They're so beautiful. My snapdragons, I'm cutting them back so they come up again. So I've been harvesting snapdragons and loving them, so I've cut them back a bit. I had those beetles on my zinnias, which I came back in here and I cut out a lot of the bad parts of the zinnias. Like, I've taken them off. You can see the bottom parts are like that. So I've been coming in here and kind of trying to clean up the zinnias, taking off any of the dead stuff. But these are my Oklahoma pink zinnias. They're so pretty. I love them. I think this is something I'm definitely going to do zinnias next year. A lot of them. They are one of my favorites. I did have a poppy, and I am getting another poppy. These are my Icelandic poppies here. And they're all together because the poppy seeds are so small, and I put these in as seed. I did not plant the poppies before like my snapdragons. My peas, I'm not going to do the trellis this year with the cattle panel and that. I'm going to wait till next year to do it, just cost wise. And you know what? I'm going to let these peas finish blooming, and then I'm going to come in and take them down. We're still getting a lot of peas and stuff on these ones too. Over here in this bed, we have my red onions. I do have to come in and weed these again. I do come out here and pull the weeds every so often. We have my red onions in here. Snow peas here, which I'm going to do the same thing with these ones. Let them finish blooming, and then that's going to be it. We have the scarlet carrots. And my elderberry tree, which I do have to plant. And that is going to go over there, I believe. So just to give you guys an idea of this bed, these are the 2-foot high Vevor 8x4 raised garden beds, and it's galvanized steel, I believe. But I'm happy we went with the higher ones, the 2-foot ones. Now you can see this one's dented a bit and stuff, but I think going with the high ones has been really good in this situation, because we've had to build up and level out. As you can see here, we have this built up. So there's where it sits, and then there's so this is my 4th bed, and we have the long pie pumpkins in here. Now, some of them do great and some of them are struggling. I've been having a problem with pollination. So I've been self-pollinating, like coming in here and pollinating myself. But it seems like they start and then they just stop, some of them. Like this one here was really big a while ago, and then now it's like that one there, now it looks like it's gonna stop growing. But what I did was I put some bee and butterfly cups in, and I put flowers in there every day for them so they get some water. Here are more zinnias. These ones were the burpee zinnias, just a regular seed packet of the burpee ones, which are really nice. Here are cucumbers, and these are a pickling cucumber, and I'm getting some of them, which I thought I was having a problem with the cucumbers, but it looks like I'm getting a whole bunch of cucumbers. And I've had to pollinate these ones as well. It's kind of been one of those seasons with cucumbers, I think. And I look on the internet, on Facebook, and I'm in some groups, and a lot of people have said that they've had problems with their cucumbers and the pollination of their things. So it's not just me, I guess. Potato plants here. Here's another cucumber, a pickling cucumber. I'm getting some on there. I don't know if I'll get enough cucumbers from these to do my pickles, but we'll see. This one isn't really trellising, so I'm going to let it hang down a bit. These ones I planted from seed as well. And as well as these cucumbers I planted from seed. Some more snapdragons in here, which I will be getting more snapdragons for next year and starting them inside. But I definitely love the snapdragons. I'll be doing snapdragons and zinnias every year. Nope, there's like a hornet there. So here's my pumpkins, and you can see there's some pumpkins there. We'll see which ones bloom. So over here, I have my marigolds, which are huge. I'm going to do a garden tour of my mom's garden as well. I think this weekend is a long weekend. Maybe I'll do it then because we're probably going to go over. So we'll see what's happening in her garden. But here are my marigolds. And in here are peppers. So jalapeno peppers. This pepper plant here, I got from a greenhouse. And these are my pepper plants I planted from seed in here. And this is my poblano peppers, very slow. And over here, I have my paprika peppers, and I think these ones are starting to come. Yep, I see one right there. So those are doing good. I think peppers just take a long time. These are tomatoes. I came in and cut back a lot of the tomato at the bottom so that there's more airflow in here. My mom's tomatoes have black at the bottom and mine don't. So I think it's more of a feeding thing with that than anything. She needed to put more calcium in it, but my tomatoes look really good. Here's the lettuce, which is going to start to bolt. It's already starting to bolt, but my lettuce came up really nice. These are my rainbow carrots, which they're doing better than my other carrots. And my white sweet onions are here. Same with my beans. And I'm actually getting little beans on my bean plants. If I can find one. They are starting to produce beans. There's one right there. Now these beans are a cross between my mom said they taste a cross between a pea and a bean. So that's interesting. I'll have to look up what these ones were called. My calendula here. I'm excited to make calendula salve and calendula items for skin. Another potato plant. And then I have some oregano that I planted here so I could dehydrate. See, I have my just weed the garden as I look at things. My basil, some more tomatoes. You can see these ones look a little bit more pruned because I came in here and pruned some of them so that I could get more airflow and get more energy going to the actual tomatoes. Here's another cucumber. Now I purchased these cucumber starts and they are supposed to be English cucumbers, but I picked one and it doesn't look like an English cucumber. There's one over there. We'll look at it when we go on that side. Right. Oh, that looks like it might be an English cucumber coming. So these ones are starting to come up, but I also pollinated these ones too, hand pollinated them. I don't know. It's anybody's guess what's going to happen. Another potato, and then the catnip, which I think next year I'm going to put a couple catnips in the garden. They attract the most beautiful bumblebees. I absolutely love that. These cosmos I bought, or Terry got me from a store, and then I planted some more cosmos in here from seed a couple weeks ago. Here are my pinwheel zinnias. There's more zinnias. They're all different varieties of zinnias in different areas. That one is the Lilac Cinderella zinnia. The poppies I originally planted did not grow in here. I have some cosmos coming up. Here is my are they creme caramel zinnias? I think that's what they are called. I can't read my sign anymore because it doesn't show it. I think that's what it is, but these ones are beautiful too. And you could tell the beetles were getting to them, but I tried to come in and cut off some of the stuff. Here are my yellow peppers, red peppers, and lilac peppers. You can see that they're coming in. My cilantro has bolted here. So this is going to be red pepper. And these are the lilac peppers. And they are starting to get little peppers on them. There. I have more tomatoes on that side. And marigolds. What I'm doing when I'm watering here is I'm just getting it at the base of the plants. I'm trying not to get it on top of them. I'm just getting the soil wet. Because the soil is newer, like it just was in this year, so it's not going to be hard soil, plus it's in a raised bed. So I'm just trying to target like the base of the plants right now, just so they get a little bit more water. I didn't water yesterday, but I did water the day before. I did water my potatoes yesterday, but not the actual plants in the garden. The other thing too is carrots need deep watering because they grow downwards, obviously. So usually I try to give the carrots a little bit more water. Now that I gave them a good water, what I want to do is I usually come over here to my cosmos and I grab a couple cosmos off of here. And what I will do is I will put them in my little bee and butterfly cups so that they get flowers as well. This is what the garden looks like now. I'm like extremely happy with it. I can't believe all the things that are flourishing. I'm getting used to where the sun is. Like this is earlier in the morning, like around 9:30. We also have this really nice butterfly that comes to the garden. I'll put a picture of it or that in as well, because I was taking a video to do a garden tour last week, which I don't think I'm going to put that one up. And it was in it. So I'll put a little clip in of it so you guys can see, but there's amazing like activity, but things are just not getting pollinated, which is kind of crazy. So I did fertilize it with 20-20-20 water soluble fertilizer before. And then I purchased an organic 14-14-14 fertilizer in crystals or pellets. And I put that in the other day. So that will probably do the fertilizing for the rest of the season. I might have to get another bag and put some more in some of the beds, but I think that'll work for a while. We're end of July, so we only have like a couple more months. So we'll see what happens. I hope you guys really enjoyed this garden tour with me. Everything is really starting to ramp up in the garden. I'm really happy. I finally made our first side dish from the produce from our garden, which is the snow and the snap peas. I like to saute them, so that was a big thing. So finally got one of those things, which is nice. I guess it's funny when they joke and say, spend all this money for like a $10 tomato. Spend all this money for one pack of snow and snap peas to saute. Let's hope we get more production, which I think we will. It's going to be hot for the next 3 days, I think. So I think that's really going to bring everything out as well. So I'm excited. Also, some more exciting stuff is I am entering. Last year I put my dill pickles that I make in our little local fair here, and I got 3rd place. And this year, I think I'm going to do pickles, my strawberry jam that I made for my parents' anniversary, the one that we made together, I'm going to put in, as well as some of my some of my snapdragons and some of my zinnias I'm going to put in. So we'll see what wins in the local fair. That is in a couple weeks. That's on the 17th, I believe, like that weekend. So in 2-3 weeks from now. So I'm pretty excited about that. And it's just fun entering that fair. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this garden tour. Like if you do. Subscribe if you can. Share if you know somebody that's going to like this video. And I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great day.